Hey guys, here. So we are going to go over the predictor set you see here. I went and looked at Vegas odds. I did some math. You'll see it on the spreadsheet. I'll link the spreadsheet in the description for the odds for the coin return on value for each predictor to basically give you the most educated way of making the most coins. So because Vegas runs the numbers and way better at this whole thing as it's their job, so we might as well rely on them. But somebody came by stream today and said I didn't do a good job going over explaining what I thought about the new patch that's coming tomorrow for MUT. Basically, you're going to be able to take and use any type of card art on players on your overall, so you can kind of use any card art from their background. Now, the ones that are, the previous in the power-up that you've already done, those will be free. Now, the thing that they're charging for is if you go and take one of their special pictures from the NFL all-time team, that will cost you 500 training. That is the only one they say that's going to cost 500 training, according to Jake Stein right here, because it's their unique player portrait, so that's 500 training. But otherwise, there's no training for the other one. So I myself fucking love it. Cosmetics are huge in video games right now. So even though they're not charging for it, it's very cool that they added it as it gives a little bit more flavor to people's teams, allow them kind of customize their look how they want. I think it's made you win with no downside, with the exception of I guess we got to do it to them. Like just looking at your roster, sometimes the pictures arts don't load up. So like doing this picture shit when a lot of times we just get the blank thing anyways, what's the point, right? So hopefully they could fix some of this with their patch coming tomorrow. They said should be active. I'll be doing a video what else we get in the patch as my lineup's not even loading. Did I just break, man? Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's going. So you see how there's a lot of those cards, it takes a while to go in, but when you go to your defense, your safeties just don't load most of the time. I don't think they'll load here. Yeah. So Adams and Fitzpatrick, and you see Lawrence Taylor on the screen. It's weird they don't load half the time anyway. So who knows? At least a lot of your team will look nice with your very own card art on your power-up option. The other thing that happened was the fact that in house rules, you can get to, and there's the available play lock. There's the two left, the halfback ISO thing. So you see in the corner, there's that two left thing. I think it's really cool. I think that's really neat. It's just house rules. Obviously, I can see people typing out, oh, this is going to make Madden worse. But I think, in my opinion, I know a lot of people might disagree with me, I think overpowered plays, overpowered blitzes, overpowered routes, stretch narrows the skill gap so small because all you do is call a play and it's just overpowered, right? If one gun was like an I win button and anybody could press it, where's the skill gap there, right? There is none, right? Who can roll out of the pocket best and who can throw a corner route on the run? Yeah, that's so limited. You don't have to make reads then. You just run one route and then it's done. Run a stretch and it's done. So in my opinion, balancing stuff is the ideal solution. This will just be for house rules. So it's a cool little change. Something came directly from the community, so that's very cool that they're listening to us. We'll see what they do with these play locks going forward. We'll see it on Friday for that, but the patch is coming tomorrow, I think Jake said. So on to the predictors and how much they're going for. So like I said, it's in my spreadsheet. I guess I'll just show right here. It's kind of where my head is at the moment. It's on this side of me. I'm gonna break them down one by one because it's kind of confusing right now for the ratio. But basically, I listed in this spreadsheet how much each thing each thing goes for total if you get it correct, because it's just in game. And then I went to a website, a collection of websites actually, to get them all. And basically, here it is, Super Bowl. Basically broke it down, took the odds of winning, the odds of winning times the amount that you can win, and then I did it. So here we go. The best return on value, if that's what you're looking for your predictor tokens, the most likely to happen to what they have, because their coin variables are different. Like, they have the Chiefs winning, you only get 8,200 coins. If the 49ers win, you get a 9,000. Now you're like, oh, we got to take the Niners, because, in a 50-50 game, you'd get more. Well, actually, the Niners are only favored at, based off the spread line, right? And the implied odds from the spread line. The Chiefs are, by Vegas, favored to win 54%, 54.75% of the time. You can see that up here. This number right there. So that means 45.25% chance that the 49ers win. So really, actually, the Chiefs have a higher return on that set than the Niners. The coin toss is 50-50, which actually returns better. So if you're going to do one of these, you might as well just do a coin toss, because that actually has better odds, 50-50, than these two, because the Chiefs get nerfed a little bit there. Chiefs score first and 49ers score first. I use the same odds there that I did down the who wins. And once again, it's kind of a little bit less. I'd rather just take, because if it's 50-50, you might as well just take the one that wins, because that is a higher potential return versus 81 or 87. So score first ones, those are losers, it feels like. Next up, MVP Mahomes. He's got a 50-50 shot at being MVP according to Vegas bookmakers. Strange because his team has to win, and then he has to have an amazing game. But it's like almost like people are like, oh, it's guaranteed Mahomes is going to win. But, you know, that's a little shaky. I feel like that's a little high on him for those odds, 50-50. But otherwise, Jimmy G, even less of a chance. Vegas gives him a 22% chance of getting the MVP. Mostert, he has actually a 12.5% chance of getting the MVP, but the return on him getting the MVP is 38,000 coins. So, because he's got lower odds, higher return, which means the actual higher value than picking the Mahomes MVP, even though Mahomes is more likely to win it. Kelsey has actually got a 4.7% chance of winning the MVP according to Vegas for a 42% roll. So you definitely want to go Mostert over Kelsey if you're going to choose one of them. So the first TD ones, here are their odds. I mean, I could just click on each one of those for their odds too because they're listed there. But then like the best return on value is the first TD field because these four added up only adds up to 47.82%. So when you take that, like, oh, at the field scores, and you could get 31,000 if the field scores first, and it's more than likely going to happen because it's over 50% chance at happening. So there you go. 16,000 return. That's the one you definitely want to do, is the field scores the first touchdown. Obviously, you can bank it and put other guys because they have high return, but that's the one I'm definitely doing. And then you have the passing yards, receiving yards. These are all basically 50-50s because this is what Vegas put at those numbers at. Vegas line's actually 304. Vegas line 75.5 right there. So I kind of modified their odds. I was like, well, if it's 75.5 for Vegas and Mutt wants them to get more than 77, I would put it down to 49% chance instead of a 50% chance at happening versus what the Vegas has it at. So that was kind of me interpreting a little bit of Madden being different than what Vegas lines had. So here it is, 88 yards Casey rushing. I wasn't able to find this on any websites. I found it by players. So Williams and Mostert for the 49ers. Those are their over-unders on Vegas. But so I feel like it's more likely that, you know, Kansas City gets those rushing yards. So I just went 50-50 there because I feel like EA, even though I wasn't able to find it, I feel like EA found this somewhere and basically made it a 50-50 choice. So that one I gave 50-50 odds on the receiving or rushing yards. The passing, Jimmy G, that's a 50-50. This one's Debo 54, and Vegas has a 54.5. Kittle 70, Vegas has a 73.5. So those are the returns. The big bundles valued at like 500K because 5 Super Bowl fantasy pack bundles cost you 500K to do. So based off that, off having to win all these things, after having to win every single one of these stats, the all-in bundle, Chiefs have to score 40 points, and the 49ers only have to score 35 points for their all-in. But basically, you exchange your 3 predictor tokens for that opportunity. This basically means it's going to be a blowout, and they hold the opponent to under 305 yards. So, I don't know. That's going to be tough. Mahomes is only a factor to score 305, so that's a 50-50 if that's going to happen. Same thing. It's basically adding on the rushing yards onto the 50-50 onto this. So, it's not a bad one. Unfortunately, you got to use 3 predictor tokens for that. So even though return on value is higher, I might have undershot their odds of those things happening. I said like maybe 20% happening, 20-20 for the 49ers and Chiefs scoring 40 points. I put it at 18%. Maybe that's a little low. You could argue, because I was kind of guessing at those odds, that I was a little pessimistic on these happening. But it does cost 3 times, so your choice. But if it only costs 1 time, 9,000, 10,000, but I think all the odds are basically exactly equal with the exception of the first TD field. You need to do the first TD field. I'll probably do the first TD field. I'll probably do both of these to gamble, and then I'll probably go with like the highest value ones, like the coin flip. I'll probably choose MVP Mahomes, MVP Mostert for the first rush TD, and yeah, maybe a couple in here. Another. I guess I'll do a score first, Chiefs, and then maybe a Chiefs win in there. So go down the list. There it is. By the numbers, by Vegas, what they said, what to do. So what are you guys going to do? What are you guys predicting? Those are odds on. Like I said, this is in the description. The spreadsheet is. But that's it for the video. I just did like a piece like, I don't know, I'm some sort of Powder Puff Girls. Do they do that? I don't know. Who does pieces? Anyways. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow. Woo, just under 10 minutes.